Did you know that you could check chakra flows with your crystal pendulum? My name is Sheila from Satin Crystals, and I thank you for liking this video and subscribing to our channel so we know these are the types of crystal videos that you are looking for. Now let's begin discussing pendulums and chakra flow. Now this is an advanced crystal healing technique, so I assume that you are familiar with using a crystal pendulum. If not, go back. We have a whole article and video on pendulum meanings and uses. So you're going to want to get familiar and comfortable using the crystal pendulums first with yourself, with your subconscious mind, and then you'll be ready to check chakra flows for others. Once you are comfortable and familiar using your crystal pendulum, you are going to want to choose one of your clear quartz pendulums for this practice. Clear quartz gives us that clear reading of the chakra flows. Better yet, have it on the sterling silver chain and you'll be ready to go. Besides that, you're going to want to make sure you are protected in the practice. We like to use rainbow obsidian like the bracelets I have on here, but you could use any of your favorite protection stones so that you're not absorbing that energy, that unwanted energy from the clients. You're also going to want to make sure that both you and your client are comfortable, relaxed, in a nice, serene state of mind. So you can have all kinds of relaxing music, candles, or cleansing the place with incense. Crystals, of course, all around you to make it a nice, soothing experience. Now, the pendulum itself, you're going to want to hold with your non-dominant hand. In my case, I am right-handed, so my non-dominant hand is the left hand. Now, you might know from other practices like pendulum dowsing, we hold it with our right hand. This is because the right hand is the giving hand. It is giving the stone the information from our subconscious mind to the crystal pendulum. Now in chakra flow checks, we are using our receiving hand, where the chakra is flowing into the pendulum stone and receiving the energy from the client so that it can read that flow. So having it comfortably placed in your non-dominant or receiving hand, you're going to go over all of the chakras for your client to be able to read and interpret what they are doing now. Another important tool to have during your chakra diagnosis is to have the chakra pendulum chart. Now this has 16 different flows and their meanings, so you can interpret what is going on with your client's chakras. Ideally, you want the chakras to be flowing in a large clockwise motion about 6 inches in diameter. This means that it is open, they're balanced, they're in harmony. Unfortunately, most of the times they are not going to be like that. So they're going to go in elliptical circles, counterclockwise. They could be going just in a vertical line, or worse yet, it could just be still. The pendulum is not moving at all, meaning there is no flow of energy in or out of your client's chakra. So this chart will help you interpret how the client should proceed in opening their chakras in the future. We have this available at Satin Crystals. There's 16 different flows, and you can just download it, print it out for each client, write down as you're going along what the chakra is doing so you could discuss it afterwards. Checking chakras is best done on others, whether you have a client, a friend, or a family member. In my case, my uncle has graciously volunteered to demonstrate some of his chakra flows. Have the person lie comfortably in a flat position. My uncle was a little cold, so I put a little sheet over him. And then you have your pendulum in your non-dominant hand, and you'll place it a few inches above each of the major chakras. In this case, we also check the feet chakra as it tells us how grounded they are to reality. I am only going to show you a few of his upper chakra flows so you get an idea on how to proceed. We are currently checking the throat chakra, the communication center. So we'll see which way the pendulum is moving. Now on to the heart chakra, love energy, if it's flowing freely in or out. Unfortunately, we haven't seen much of a wide open movement yet, so we'll have to interpret what each of these flow means once we are done. Now, you want to make a note of how each of the chakras is flowing as you go along. If you don't have the greatest memory, you can note down on your chart what each chakra is doing so you can remember to discuss this at the end. We are now moving on to the solar plexus chakra. This is his emotional center. Let's go back and check the third eye chakra for a closer view. You can see that the pendulum is moving in a vertical line. So there is a specific type of blockage that corresponds with lines, with elliptical movements, with counterclockwise versus clockwise movements, which you can interpret on the pendulum chakra chart. Going back to his crown chakra, you can see that the energy here is right above the top of the head. It is flowing from the top of the head vertically down through the root, and same, your root chakra goes from the spine up through the head. The rest of the chakras are vertical, so they go from the front to the back. The way you should interpret the pendulum movements is from your viewpoint rather than the client's. So if the pendulum is moving in a clockwise motion as you look down, that means it is moving clockwise rather than counterclockwise, which the client would see if they opened their eyes. So the ultimate goal of checking the chakras and balancing them afterwards is so that the chakras can all remain open, wide, in that counterclockwise, harmonious circle, no matter what happens. So right now, in our current lives, all the things that occur to us, any kind of trauma, any kind of change, those will affect the chakra flows. The ultimate goal is that whatever does happen, the chakras will remain balanced and open. So that is, of course, not very easily achievable in this day and age, but it is what we work towards every single day. There is a little glimpse on how to check chakra flows for your clients or others. We do have crystal pendulums and the chakra chart for you to purchase at Satin Crystals, and of course your protection stones. We need that for everyday life, even if you're not doing active healing work. As always, I thank you for being here, for learning more about the metaphysical world, and for spreading your positive energy into our universe.